from a galaxy far, far away. And a bookshelf straight out of the 90s. From Thrawn to Dantooine and everything in between, this is Legends Look Back.
When my family and I were looking to move to Arkansas, you always had to say it like that. Arkansas, you really got to go up above the top. That's how you know you're local, you know what I'm saying? When we were talking about moving, that's right, I told my wife, like, just imagine, because we were living the New England life and loved it there in so many ways, but some great opportunity opened up for us here. Enough about my personal life. I did, however, pitch her this idea. Imagine we'll get a big property, it's the South, so land, easier to get. Theoretically, that was still difficult. A big property, you can live all your homesteading dreams, the gardening life. You can get all the animals you could possibly want or imagine. Chickens, and goats, and ducks, and a couple of big dogs running around the property. Hypothetically, right? This was all hypothetical. She did not understand it as hypothetical. And immediately that day, like 6 months before I would actually end up getting a job where we were looking, that specific day, she not only started researching what kind of dog we would get and add to our dog reservoir. Nope. There's a reservoir dogs. That's different. Anyway.
How many dogs do you have in
We've
your
already got a dog. We have one dog. So now we're about to get, that's the news. We're getting a dog. And so she told me a few weeks ago, hey, I found some puppies and stop me or I'm going to get them. And I was like, show me a picture. And she showed me, and I was like, okay, well, first we got to work on this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. We got to get the house ready because we moved here and it's been a mess because we started the new job and everything's out of control and the property's in shambles. Huge property, just so much for us to manage. And she took care of all these things like in record time, 48 hours of tunnel vision. And I was like, well, you've been holding out on me all these years. You just accomplished a year's worth of work in 2 days. A year's worth of work. And so we're getting a dog. We're getting a puppy, a golden retriever puppy, and cool. I am revealing said puppy here live on the air. Legends Look Back. This is the puppy.
Goodness.
I love
we got to go. There was the whole litter of them, and we got to choose. And they have different colored, almost called them name tags. What's the thing they have around their neck?
Dog tags.
They have different colored collars.
Collars.
And you just choose them by the color. And they're all running around, peeing on each other, and wrestling with each other, and playing with my kids, and snuggling with us a little bit. And my wife's like, oh, I like this one. I was like, all right, great, we'll get the gray one. And then she says, no, I haven't decided yet. Oh, maybe I like this. So this one that we're getting is green. He's the green one.
So it's the colorblind guy.
Mr. Green, got it.
The green collar. The dog is blonde-ish brown.
Boy or girl?
Dog. Boy, yeah, male dog.
Okay.
I say all of this to say this. The dog, we have decided on his name. I am going to reveal the name here, live on Legends Look Back. But first, I want everybody to speculate on what you think we are naming this puppy.
Mr. We already have a Darth Tumnus, so this is hard.
So Darth Tumnus is taken.
Are we sticking with the reservoir dog thing?
Taking Tumnus.
You know how
reservoir dog is not the name.
Jared, you and I have had weird symmetry in our lives, and our family's been in a conversation about new dogs too. And so this has been in my brain figuring out our next dog's name. And so I'm happy for you, but I really hope you haven't picked my dog's name. So
there's
that would be
2
fun.
reveals.
Steal your dog thunder.
Yeah, don't steal my dog thunder.
Okay.
Thunder dog. That'd be a good name.
Thunder dogs. Ho. Okay.
All right. I got a couple of good guesses here in the chat. And hey, if you're here with us in the chat, throw your name ideas at me. And the name's already taken, so I don't actually need to know your ideas. But it's fun to speculate, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a good one here from Diligent Sloth from Justin. He says Core and Horde. Now that's great. A very good guess. Because of the green. Corin Horn loves green.
Yeah, I feel like the green was very important to you.
Green robes. No, I was hoping to get a Corin Horn response, and I elicited it. Congratulations. Well done. We did it. Moving on. I will say this much. The name is, at least somewhat, in some form or fashion, a little bit legendsy.
Okay.
It had to be.
I feel like the cutest puppy name would be Dash. I think that's cute. No?
That is a cute. Cute puppy.
Here's my criteria. Name has to have 2 syllables.
Excuse me.
Classic
you did
dog
not
names.
say there was a syllabus.
Trioculus.
You didn't ask me any of my questions.
Trioculus.
Trioculus. The 3-eyed dog. If it had 3 eyes, I for sure would have named him Trioculus.
All right,
for sure. 2-syllable name, classic dog criteria.
Revan.
Very good dog name. It had never occurred to me. But no,
better
that's not
than
it.
Dash?
I'm not saying
That's
that's better.
AF.
What about?
I think you need to rename your dog to Dash.
Okay, a good guess here from Nathan. He says Fluffy Palps. That's good. That's very good. Too many syllables. Another good one from Nathan. Chewy.
Lumpy.
I will say this much, Nathan.
Okay, Nathan.
Chewy made the short list.
Ooh.
Chewy was a finalist.
Okay. But that's canon, too. So, like...
Yeah. No, Chewy... So according to
Ranker?
Emily, Chewy is too canon. Ranker, very good one.
Jabba the Pup.
No, I gotta tell my kids that one. They're gonna laugh.
Name.
A great guess from somebody in the chat named Freddie. Lumpy. Very good guess. Love it.
All right,
Love it.
is it?
All right, going once, going twice.
Mithron Euroto.
Oh gosh.
Too many syllables.
Thrawn. That's not long enough.
If it had had a blue collar, that would have been
Yeah,
cool.
Thrawn's on our short list, so that's why I was hoping he didn't steal Thrawn. I mean, Thrawn's, I don't know, maybe too mainstream, but
It's not
Yaddle.
mainstream still.
So,
Yeah,
all right, 20 questions, me,
all
Elizabeth.
right, let's
20
see.
questions, me.
Is it a boy character?
Yes.
What color is it?
All right.
We don't.
What color is the character?
We're not the kind of show.
Racist?
Yeah, Freddie.
The character is white.
Okay.
Like a white
I
male.
mean, it
human?
could be blue, purple, or green. So, I mean, we're
Human?
talking legitimate color
white,
here.
That's fair.
A white male human in the Legends universe.
Okay. Is he force sensitive or a force user?
Yes.
Luke.
It's not
Corin?
Cornhorn.
Luke.
No, not Corin.
Luke.
Not Corin, but I'll say if you're barking up at the Corin tree, you're on the right tree.
Oh.
Jason, great name. I wanted that for a son that we never had.
Is it Kyle?
So we're
2 syllables.
Oh, Kyle, we did it! Congratulations.
No! That was my first guess. All right, so that was my first thought. I was like, Kyle, oh, that'd be funny, like Kyle Katarn. And then I was like, no, it's not dog enough. Dash is a way better choice, and apparently, universally berated for that. So
it's the fact that it's not like
Agreed.
an explicitly dog name.
That's fair. That's safe.
Part of why it's
Kyle
one of the
is one
things we were
syllable
looking
too.
at.
Just
It
for the
is.
record,
Kyle.
it's definitely one.
Kyle.
Nope,
It's just
Kyle.
one, dude. Just one.
So
It's 2 syllables.
I object.
Kyle.
Kyle. Kyle.
You're saying it like a
It's 2
true
in the
Arkansan.
South. To the rest of the English-speaking world, it is 1 syllable.
How do you possibly say that with one
Kyle.
syllable? Kyle.
Kyle.
Kyle. There's no way to say it with one syllable.
Kyle.
If you make it into 1 syllable, the word is kill.
Kyle. Kyle.
The name of the dog is Kyle. Here's the reason.
Is this-
One,
Okay.
it's a Legend's name. I wanted some sort of a nerdy name.
it.
Our previous dog, our current dog,
Ooh.
good dog.
Wow.
In
His
the
name
reservoir?
is Bilbo. The dog in the reservoir, and by that I mean probably in my bed.
Bark twice for help.
His name is Bilbo,
That's
which
cute. I
is
like that.
nerdy, but the wrong franchise. Wrong
Nah, it's a great
franchise.
franchise.
It is a great franchise.
What's funny though, and I won't get it too explicit about this on the show, some people don't know anything about Lord of the Rings and don't. Freddie apparently already knows this
Yeah.
story.
I can hear it in my head.
Can't quite figure out the dog's name.
Oh, no.
And so, especially like older people, hard of hearing a little bit, try to tell them that the name of the dog is Bilbo.
Oh, gosh.
We'll just say some people have misunderstood
Okay.
the dog's name. Some have thought that his name is Bobo. So a lot of people think his name is Bobo.
Bobo.
A lot.
Okay.
And no other
Bobo.
names. He's never been mistaken for any other names that are similar to Bilbo. Ever. Ever. Never. It has never happened. Okay. So, 1, we wanted a nerdy name. But 2, a little more subtly nerdy than Bilbo.
Nice.
So you went with Kyle.
Kyle.
Nice.
Here's reason 3. Golden Retriever. Classic family dog. Like tennis playing, country club kind of family, right?
Yeah.
Which we don't do. But Kyle, for us, was a very Like,
Yeah, and you can go to the park and yell for Kyle, and a bunch of 90s kids are going to turn around, and hopefully your dog will
I was
come
going to
too.
say, my first crush,
Bunch of
his
dudes
name
with
was
backwards
Kyle.
Yeah.
So,
And then, most importantly, we are actually naming him more explicitly after our friend, Kyle Buckner, who was our youth minister in Massachusetts, who's got some major puppy dog energy. So,
Nice.
the layers
I
just
considered
keep
it.
peeling back.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's good.
Kyle the onion dog
Kyle, the ogre dog.
in
Many layers.
the reservoir. Justin says his brother's name is Kyle. You ready for this, Justin? My brother's name is Justin. Yeah. And with that, Rick. Woof. Let's start the show. Hello, everybody. And welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the YOUTINI Podcast Network. This is a Star Wars books podcast for people who can recite the original 9 Beanie Babies from memory, where we celebrate our rich EU history as well as dive into lesser-known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I'm joined tonight with the whole team. It's rare these days. We can all 4 be together in the dog days of summer. See what I did there, the dog days? First and foremost, our high-flying sidekick in the co-pilot seat, Freddie C.
Yeah, so I've got, Patty, and I definitely have Cubby. I remember Cubby. That was one of my Beanie Babies.
What's the camel's name? He was an original 9, right?
I don't remember the camel.
Humpy, right? Is it Humpy? That can't be right.
I know there's a moose. The moose, I think his name is Chocolate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't remember if there was a Lumpy in there, or I want to say there was a lobster as well named Pinchers, but that's all I remember.
Yeah.
We just got our
lobster.
Childhood Beanie Baby bin, and are currently in the process of trying to find out if any of them are worth any kind of value, and line them all up. My grandmother gave them to us when she passed away, and so we're going through the Beanie Babies, very sentimental thing. My kids are lining them all up, and I was like, this one looks old. Let me Google it. I was like, oh, apparently if it's got the right misprints on it, some of these suckers are rare. I was like, kids, give me that one. That one's Daddy's Beanie Baby. You play with the other ones. This is Daddy's Beanie Baby. Yeah. So about to start the new Beanie Baby podcast next week, apparently. Ooh. Like it's 1998. Also joined tonight by somebody who maybe knows her way around Beanie Babies. We're about to find out. Emily Dayback.
So I was never allowed to play with the Beanie Babies because they were apparently supposed to be valuable. I was also not allowed to play with my Millennium Barbie. I don't know if anybody else has seen or owns one of these, but we've
had this conversation
before. Have we really? Well, you maybe don't know that my daughter found it because we're staying with my parents' house. We're moving back to Georgia. She found it and she asked to play with it. And I looked at my mom and I looked back at her and I was like, oh yeah, baby, we're opening this thing. And we cracked that sucker open. Baby. Yeah, no Beanie Babies. But we did open the Millennial Barbie and it was a very satisfying experience. Like finally, let the children play with the toys.
Wow, amazing. You know who else doesn't let his children play with his toys? Our producer, Rick Race.
That's right, kids. I'm here. I had stuffed animals, but I never had many Beanie Babies. My wife, though, still has her collection somewhere, hoping that they're valuable one of these days. She had a bunch. I know that much is true. I probably couldn't name any of the original 9, so I'm useless.
Freddie got 2. Maybe more. We don't know for sure. It was actually mostly just the bit for the show. I don't actually know the original 9, but now, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight unless I can. I could definitely name like 100 Power Rangers. So there's that.
Ooh.
I could probably name 1,000 Pokemon. How many Pokemon are there?
There's hundreds.
There's thousands, I think, at this point.
Right about 1,000,
probably.
Right?
I think so. I think I could. Yeah. Name what can you name 1,000 of? That's an interesting thing. Or even 100.
I did add the Poke Rap to our Legends Look Back Spotify playlist.
Nice.
And it's legit. Yes, we get down every time that one comes on.
The trouble was I was traveling to see Freddie when you launched that, and Didn't have time to properly.
Maybe we'll pick a day and I'll add it. I'll put the link in the Discord and everybody can just go crazy and just add every song.
I was deep into the Ruins of Dantooine when you launched that, and I was enjoying it so much that nothing was going to throw me off of Ruins of Dantooine. Speaking of which, we are tonight going to be catching with one another. It's the first time we've all been together in, weeks. So excited to all get to catch up on what's been going on in the world of our Legends reading lives, talk about what we've been reading. We'll talk about what we've collected recently. Rick's got a fun throwback for us. We've got some company goings on. I'm making a couple podcast appearances I need to talk about a little bit. We've got Legends Lookout and Thracken's Thrift Store. And, of course, our Legends Race to the Finish update, which I would like to think I'm slowly but steadily catching up to Emily. So first, Rick, you shared something very fun with us a few days ago, which is that you just celebrated a big Star Wars anniversary.
So I wasn't entirely sure when I started reading Legends. I knew it was years ago, but I had a hard time remembering exactly when that was. And the good old Facebook shared a nice little memory with me, because apparently I put it on social media, which I guess I do that a lot. So let's see, what day is this? The 28th. So 3 days ago was that 7? Is that what that is? I can't even read it anymore. 7 years ago, I read my first Star Wars book, and it was Heir to the Empire, of course.
Classic.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't read what I said, I forgot, but something about, probably should have done this sooner, but glad to finally start.
Yeah, it says, this is probably long overdue. Today I started reading my first Star Wars book.
Aw.
Love it, Rick.
Yeah, so that was fun. I got some great comments on it, too. See, whoops.
It disappeared. Obi-Wan, just for our audio listeners, Obi-Wan just force-pushed Rick's comments off the screen.
That's what happened.
Get out of the way.
There they go.
He waggled his fingers just right, and they were no more. These are not the comments you're looking for. We found them.
Yes, they're back. So, sorry, I'm trying to get my screen bigger so I can read these. Couple of weird ones, oh yeah, that's great. Welcome to a world of awesomeness, blah, 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 blah. And then there's this guy down here, Jared Mays, and he says, so proud of you. So, thanks, bud. Actually,
from 7 years ago, I commented
which I've shared this before on the show, but Jared, you are a huge reason I've stayed with it, man. You've been an invaluable source of knowledge, and you've been one of my Jedi Master guides helping me along the way. So thanks, man.
Yeah, tell me more.
That's all I got.
Why do you love me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Rick, I love it when I get a message that says, dude, I'm thinking about reading a Star Wars book.
Yeah.
Got any recommendations? That's when I go like this.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
Let me link one of the many articles I've written on the subject.
Yeah.
Drop that
I
link
have
in there.
referred people to... Sometimes I just try to test out different methods and see what sticks. Rick... It sticked with Rick. I was looking for something that rhymed. Yeah, it definitely worked with Rick. In fact... In case you didn't know, he now does a weekly Star Wars podcast with me.
Surprise! Yeah, which actually, that was even before YOUTINI. So I remember, talking about, what do I do next? And I see a picture of my bookshelf, and you're like, so those are good, but you can wait on those, stuff like that. So, and then YOUTINI came along and made it easier. So, yay, YOUTINI.
So, what was it, 7 years ago? 7 years ago, you told your wallet, hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. He broke up with his wallet and married the Star Wars.
I've always loved books, so I've got tons of ministry, religion books, some other different fiction.
Now you have a focus.
Yeah. Yeah. An addiction is called. But yeah, it's been good.
So this was my 10 year of reuniting with Star Wars books. Mm-hmm. I know this because my wife and I just had our 10th anniversary in May. And on our honeymoon, we went to a bookstore. And there at the bookstore, see if I can find it, I found a couple of the little collections of Young Jedi Knights books. They were 3 books in one paperback. And you know how sometimes I get really excited about the things and I go like this?
Yeah.
That's what happened. I saw these on the shelf and was like, oh, I used to love these when I was a kid and I haven't seen them. You can't find these books anywhere because they, at the time, were Young Jedi Knights is got a different licensing situation. Del Rey doesn't reprint them. They're hard to get your hands on. And I found these two things, and it was a beach honeymoon, and so I read 6 Young Jedi Knights books on our honeymoon.
Nice.
and have not stopped since, and am now, I believe I just read my 290th Star Wars book.
Wow.
That does not count comics or rereads.
Wow.
Nice.
290.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's
Jared,
a lot.
Yeah.
I would say it's funny because it seems like there's like in Star Wars fandom, some people might have their ups and downs, right? There's years you're collecting and you're really into it and it's your life, and then there's years where you just take a break and maybe focus on something else, or I don't know, focus on another hobby, I suppose, but then you get really back into it, and I feel like I had that experience too when I was younger. Star Wars was life. Then, of course, college came, and I was like, oh, I got to focus on learning.
Yeah, I read like 3 Star Wars books the entire 4 years I was in college.
Oh, yeah.
Total.
Maybe less.
I've read 3 in like the last 2 weeks.
I was already reading a lot, so I didn't want to read on top of having to read at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to have let us know, what's your Star Wars anniversary, your Star Wars books. It can be when you rededicated your love to the franchise, the renewing of vows, if you will, or perhaps the day of your discovery, like Rick.
Should we have a
Star Wars
a
birthday.
Star Wars invitation later? If you'd like to recommit your life to reading Star Wars books,
come on down. There's never been I've got a few of those. Now's the time.
Yeah.
As we stand
and sing. Yes.
I love it.
Or
I like your shirt. That's really cool.
Yeah, my daughter asked me, Daddy, where'd you get your Nintendo Switch shirt? And I said, this is Nintendo 64.
That was the system, man. That was it.
I said, that's the one that has the 3rd joystick. And she said, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She instantly knew. All right, I found these were the ones I got on my honeymoon. One of them is water damaged because I dropped it in the water at the beach on said honeymoon.
Beach reads.
But well loved. I mean, these especially the jumbo packs is what I call them. They got 3 books apiece inside. These are especially hard to come by. Mine are not worth anything because, like I said, condition is not awesome, but freaking love these things. All right. Well, Rick, that was really heartwarming, and I'm sorry I hijacked it with my own story.
It's cool, man.
But
it's all good.
That's how it happens around here. Speaking of hijacking things with my own stories, I was on the Living Force Monday. A couple of company updates here. The Living Force Monday was called in to pinch hit for the Doctor, Corey Hulton, as they talked about the best Padawans in Star Wars, and I had to represent the Legends side of things. Now, I only got to give one pick, which was sad. Therefore, we're going to talk about it here for a second, because I need to get this out of my system. Putting you on the spot here, guys. Think about it. Google it if you have to. You look at your bookshelves, whatever it takes. I'll vamp if need be. Who is one of your favorite, like, Jedi apprentices? We don't have to say Padawans necessarily.
Does it have to be a Jedi?
What?
Can it be a Sith?
I had one rule, Freddie. Okay, a Sith apprentice. Sure. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
It. Favorite Legendsy apprentice? I said Leia in the Bug Books. The Dark Nest trilogy. She trains under Saba 17.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I talked about that weird relationship, which is fun. All right, what's yours, Freddie?
Well, I'm really into Maul right now. And I really like his character because he is absolutely trained, and the best way to put it is he was in one of the stories, he was dropped into prison, could not use his force powers, and he was still destroying everything around him. So
doesn't he fight a Yushan
Would you say
Vong?
he demolished it?
Yeah, he demolished it. Exactly.
Rick, rate her dad joke on a scale of 1 to
That
10.
was an 11.5.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you.
I'm not a dad yet, so I don't have the experience like Rick has with his jokes, but that was an 11.5 for me.
It just becomes like in your blood. I think like when the baby spits up on you, it's instant like awakens the dad jokes or something.
Oh, see, I didn't get the dad jokes. I got bad dancing skills the day that
nice.
my child was born. I can throw down with the best of them. Like in the Waffle House, my kids and I tonight, we were playing that Trolls song with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And straight up dance party in the Waffle House with the waiter.
Show us one more time.
And the cook, same person. Yeah, that's right. The dance party.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
So
It's
I've
all
got
on
a
the shoulders.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there's other body parts that move too, but you can't see them on the podcast.
Is it the knees?
He's
something like that.
Yes.
Something like that. Okay. Who you said Sith Apprentice Maul? Great pick. We're talking more about Maul in a minute. Emily, who's your pick?
I love Ahsoka. I know that she's not. Is she Legends? I thought she
Totally.
started Legends.
She is absolutely
100%
Legends.
Okay.
We claim Ahsoka.
No, I don't know if she's 100%, but at least somewhat.
100% to me in my heart.
So her freestanding novel, her backstory one, was it by A.K.? Is it A.K. Johnston? Is that who wrote that?
Yeah.
EK.
I'm sorry, E.K. Johnston. That was that before the Disney acquisition?
No, that's a new canon one.
That's canon. So then,
But it's
where
kind of
does she
retconned.
appear in Legends? I've been wondering this for a while, actually.
It's the animated Clone
Clone
Wars,
Wars.
like the original cartoon Clone Wars.
Okay, that's what I figured. But then,
And
I guess
also
I thought
the
that was
original Clone Wars comics.
It's important.
Okay.
The ones that were inspired by the show.
Yes.
In fact, one of the priciest Star Wars comics ever made. Star Wars Clone Wars #1
Oh yeah.
with the cover by Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
what?
That thing sells for like $1,700.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it is
Yeah.
extremely rare.
And
I have to look
and
it
yeah,
we,
so Legends.
one thing to remember,
that's a Legend series,
right? Ahsoka is a George Lucas created character, so that's really
Really?
important. Oh yeah, he had 100%
I
say
just
in
love
it.
her. I
Yeah.
know that everybody does. That's why she's such a big thing. But like, so there's just something about her purity. Like, she is just so. I don't know. We don't
It's
have
not-
to do a deep dive into Ahsoka.
Yeah.
We
Ahsoka's my
could
favorite
do a
Padawan.
Legends Ahsoka
I love
episode. This would be
Ahsoka,
fun.
We should. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
just
we'll
that,
do-
but it's her growth, right? That's the
Yes.
cool part.
Yes.
We can do a Legends canon Ahsoka turf war.
Ooh.
That'd be
That'd
fun.
be a great
Yeah,
crossover.
a couple of
Street fight
for sure. Yeah, she's in the No Prisoners book. So one of the books that Tyler just read on his Legends Race to the Finish. It was funny. He started the contest, and like 3 days later, he messaged me, "Wait, Ahsoka's in this?" It's like, as we agreed, hey, we're going to start reading all the remaining Legends books we have left. He did not expect that his second book out of the gate would be an Ahsoka book. It's an Ahsoka Rex team up little story, which is cool. Captain Pellion's in there. I mean,
What book was that you said?
it's No Prisoners.
No prisoners. Okay, I didn't realize that. That's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great pick. We've got Maul and Ahsoka.
Gosh,
and I
those are
said,
some heavy hitters there.
I said Leia. Yeah, we've got some very mainstream
Yeah.
characters here. Give me something more obscure,
Oh,
Rick.
good. Yeah, mine was going to be Ahsoka, and then my second choice was going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. So we're going real obscure. So
Obi-Wan is
No,
a
it's
great-
okay.
how
It's
about
okay.
how about Corran Horn? How about that one? He's a great
Hey,
Padawan,
that
isn't
works.
he?
Corran Horn is the worst
I know.
Padawan. He doesn't want to receive any instruction from anybody. He argues with all of his teachers. He straight up tears Luke a new one on Yavin 4, complaining about his training methods. Mara Jade has to take him under her wing to try to teach him a little bit, and then they take down Exar Kun with the help of baby Jason Solo. I mean, it is ridiculous, but Corran
it.
Horn, definitely on the list, definitely for sure. Talking about the best Legends Padawans, great answers here all around. Tenel Ka's a good choice, Freddie. After
I have
she's
my.
in one of my
I'll do
my books here.
another pick. So come back to me.
All right. I had another one, and I was just really eager to bust this little factoid out on the Living Forest the other day, and then didn't get a chance to. And then I forced it in at the very end of the episode. I think it could have been after we wrapped, and that is, I think I mentioned her at the end of last week's episode of Legends Look Back. Scout. Scout is in a few Legends books.
Yeah.
Yoda Dark Rendezvous, but her real name, her full name, her Christian name, if you will, is, you don't have to, but if you will, it's, okay, it's really difficult. Let's see if I can get this. Telizabeth Inderwung Esterhazy.
Clearly.
Esterhazy. Yeah.
That's easy.
Telizabeth Inderwung Esterhazy.
Why would you go with Scout?
Wow.
It just rolls off the tongue a little better, I gotta say, man. It's a whole lot easier. One syllable. For real this time. One actual syllable.
Scout.
Scout. Yeah. That's the clone. Scout out is the clone. Okay. She's dope. Okay. And we're going to talk about one more. one more. What was yours, Freddie?
Gantoris, best Padawan ever.
Best Padawan for the 5 minutes he's in the book.
He really he threw everyone for a long ride, I would say, Gantoris.
Where's the Gantoris fan fiction that we've been waiting 30 years for?
The Gantori.
Somebody in the chat. All right, a couple of great picks here in the chat before we move on. Zane and Tinel Ka for Skooma Joe. Love those. We got from Justin Vima Sunrider and Zane Carrick. Can't argue with those picks. Not one bit. And Quinlan Voss and Ayla Secura in the Legends comics. Definitely. I almost said Ayla Secura. But then I really wanted to do my Saba 17 impression.
Love it.
She eats the flesh of her enemies. Yeah, so I did better on Monday. You got to go back and listen to that. And one more coming up on Wednesday, not next week. Not next week. I learned that one today. The week after. The week after on the 10th. Wednesday the 10th, I'm going to be on the Cosmic Force talking about, I want you to see if you can guess what we're going to talk about. All right, so it's comic. It's Cosmic Force. Talking about a book where Luke looks like a Scooby-Doo villain. There's vacuum cleaner super weapons.
Oh, great. This is going to be great.
And the kicker, Boba Fett is a hot dog.
Yes.
What is that book?
Let's see. I'll let you guys go. I know.
Nope, no idea.
No, you got this,
Freddie
Freddie.
knew it with first guess. What is it, Freddie?
Well, when you said the what was it? The vacuum cleaners, right?
Yeah.
We're going back towards the era of the X-Wing games, and then so that's the 90s. We're thinking most likely Dark Empire.
That is correct.
Yes, so...
Yeah. They said, we're finally tackling Dark Empire. Would you join us?
Oh.
And she had not even finished sending the message, and I said, you bet your britches. Yeah. I don't think I said that, but I said something else that also meant, yes, I will be there. So, now, I will say this. Sweeping declaration, public service announcement, calling all comics fans.
Yes.
If you have not yet read Dark Empire, now's your friggin' chance.
Do it.
And we're going to talk about it on... the Cosmic Force on, not next week, the week after,
okay.
On Wednesday, September, the month before September.
August.
Thank you. Wednesday, August 10th, at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, working on my time zones. And it's going to be a blast, and unless you hate it, in which case, sorry, but it's great.
Yes.
And... Emily, have you read it yet?
I haven't. This is my
it.
chance. I'm going to do
Emily.
it. I'm going to read it.
You got to do it.
Is it all right? Dark Empire 1 or doing the whole trilogy or what?
I don't know. I should find out.
Okay.
I'm assuming
Just
it's
do the first one. That's
volume.
All of them is too much.
6 issues.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Because
so
once we
doable.
get into volume 2, we got to do with Empatajoyos brand,
Yes.
BB-8, Buzz Lightyear, Steampunk.
That's another great name for a dog.
I've
That's
got
what's
a
2 syllables
Dark
and Predator's
Empire.
Brand.
Empatajoyos brand would be a good...
Oh my gosh.
2 syllables.
Empatajoyos.
Predator's Brand.
That's not
The
how the
greatest
syllables
Jedi.
work.
The greatest Jedi of all time. Empatajoyos brand. Or at least the best Jedi name.
We should play a syllable counting game to see how wrong we can each be from each other.
That's great. That's a great idea.
Brand.
So you've not read it,
Brand.
Emily. I'm excited for you.
Yes. No, I'm running out of excuses not to, honestly. And I've been really falling in love with
Yeah.
comics lately. Oh my goodness. If
So
you have no
take this-
time, comics.
They're quick. They're
Do
quick.
comics.
Remember this. Dark Empire is but done by one of the most prolific, I would say. It's the most standout. You'll recognize it anytime you see his art. It's Thomas Veitch. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's his writing.
No, that's-
the artist is Cam
Kennedy. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Flipped it by accident there. Cam Kennedy. Cam Kennedy's art. Beautiful watercolors.
Yeah, here we go. I got it tattooed on my body.
Yeah. the watercolors.
That's so beautiful.
Don't tell my
The
dad. He
way
doesn't know
he
yet.
Oh, man.
works them together and just I don't know how he does it, to be honest, but Cam Kennedy's art is very interesting and it's different. You won't see anything like it, in my opinion.
Definitely. Now, here's the trouble, Emily. It's hard to get your hands on. So, first, if you've got a digital subscription, that's going to be your best bet. Marvel Unlimited,
Yeah, that's my
Comixology
plan.
Unlimited. buy it on Amazon for $10 or something digitally, because getting your hands on it in print is tough. The recent just came out last year, right? Could have been 2 years ago since we've done it on the show. The Epic Collection from Marvel, already over $50. So already hard to get. Could be in the 80s, and I'm trying to remember how much that sucker goes for. People know the value. I'll say this much: they know that it is a gold mine. You got one, Rick?
Well, I mean, I got something for you. Do you know about? I was on a family trip visiting up in the Northeast, and I went to a new store that I'd never been to before. Got some goodies from it I'll show off later. But there was a book there, a hardcover book that I'd never seen before, never heard of. And you guys might know about it, but
I'm drooling.
It's Luke Skywalker, Last Hope for the Galaxy. It's printed by Dark Horse, and it's like leather bound, comes in a slipcase. They wanted $100 for it, and so I didn't jump on it there, but I maybe won an eBay auction this week, and so it's coming in the mail. But it does have the first 6 of Dark Empire. It's like the last story in it, and so it's got a whole bunch of really cool stories that are all about Luke.
That's cool.
Let's see.
You got Dark Empire in a leather-bound copy?
You're making Jared sweat over here.
It may not be leather-bound. I haven't actually held this with my hands yet, so I'll tell you, but it does have a slipcase.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited. I got to look this thing up as soon as this episode is over.
Yeah, 2008 is when it came out, so it's all Legends.
Oh, cool. I can't wait to see it on the show.
And I have something else Dark Empire themed to show off at for Thrackens.
You have a tattoo as well?
Thricken Thraff store, that's right.
Thricken Thrackens.
Absolutely great. So we've talked about Rick's first Star Wars book, My Jedi Puppy. I was on the Living Force. I'm going to be on the Cosmic Force. We're all going to read Dark Empire, and you're going to love it. And next, we are going to talk about the Legends race to the finish. So we talked about the Jedi Apprentices. The Jedi Apprentices. They're where was I going with this? Where are you guys at in your books? I was trying to think of my connections, my segues for later. We'll get back to it. Hang on to that segue. Just park in your garage, and we're going to come back to it. All right. So where are you at? Emily, you still in the lead? You got 7? What's your total?
I'm at 7.
7 is respectable.
Right.
7 is respectable.
Thank you. Most of those were in the NICU, but
Oof.
I think I read 1 or 2 since then. So I've definitely slowed down. That's for sure.
Well, that was a long time because you're a grown woman now. Sorry, it's bad dad joke.
I thought I messaged Tyler about this. Nope, I drafted a message and never sent it.
Oh.
So I'll message him now. We'll wait on an update. I believe the last update from him was 5. It could be that he's finished 5 and is up to 6. For tonight, we're going to say 5 because I am at 6.
Oh, snap. And
Hey,
comics
by that
don't
I
count?
mean-
Do comics count?
Nope.
Okay.
Hold on.
comics don't
Do
count.
little tiny junior readers count?
Ooh.
Absolutely
So
not.
that Lando Calrissian book, does that count as
about a
the
short
trilogy
story?
as one, or does the whole individual title? Because they sell it in a single volume, and it's about the size as a regular one. So
You're trying to punk me, and I'm not going to take the bait. On youtini.com, they're listed as separate titles.
Uh-huh.
And after all, it is the best Star Wars timeline in the galaxy.
Okay.
So I will say this much. They are trying to read one of those. They are not light, breezy reads.
okay.
It takes as much time to try to get through one of the... It took me 2 months to read the second volume.
All right.
I don't actually know if that's true, but it took me weeks. I have never almost quit a book as many times as I almost quit that. Basically every word.
Nice.
I almost quit them. And they were... I'm through 2, so I've now read Lando Calrissian and the Mind Harp of Sharu and Lando Calrissian and the Flame Wind of Ossian. That's 2 syllables. Lando Calrissian and the Flame Wind of Ossian.
Ossian. That's
and
3 syllables. Ossian. Okay, I can see both.
I did see somebody on Reddit this week describe it as Lando Calrissian and the Bonkers. And that is, from now on, how I'm referring to those books. I've moved on to Shadows of Mindor, and it's weird, but I'm liking it so much more, Dan. A hot take. a Star Wars book written by possibly the greatest Star Wars author of all time is better than the worst Star Wars book I've ever read. So there's that. It's written by Matthew Stover. That's the hot take.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Freddie,
so
how many are you at?
Okay, so I read Revan, Deceived, and then I read Fatal Alliance as well. So that's 3. I'm almost done with Annihilation and Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void. So that's going to be 4. I just finished Maul Lockdown. So I've read 4 total books and about to finish 2 more. So
you're not done with Lockdown yet?
No, I finished Lockdown. Lockdown's fantastic.
So that's 5, right?
Yeah, that's 5.
Okay.
all right. So as long as he's not at 6, I feel okay.
I'll
with
be
that.
there soon.
I'm currently reading
digging it.
2 or 3 Legends books at the same time, which I don't know if that's a bad idea or not, but we'll find out.
It's fun.
So,
we'll find out.
Jared, do you
You're
want to know how
confused.
many I've read?
Yes, sir. Please say 4.
I'm at 6.
Oh, Rick has tied it up.
I'm
Now,
at 6.
here's the issue. All right, Rick, one of the books Rick read.
Whoa, okay.
Is a
We're
book
going to go gatekeeping my score.
All right, here we go. It's one that I also read during the same time, but I don't get to count it because it's a reread for me, and it was a new read for Rick.
Which one are we talking about?
I don't know. I just remember
One was a reread for me, but it had been like 6 years since I read it last, and so that's why we counted it.
What, Kenobi?
No, I didn't count Kenobi. It was, I think, let's see, look at my list. Wedge's Gamble. That's what it was. That was a reread, but it's been 5 or 6 years since I read it. So
Okay.
But you're counting.
I'm counting it. Yes.
I think if it was over
I don't
5
know.
years, we decided it was okay.
Yeah, it was multiple years. We said multiple years because I didn't remember anything about it really. So it was very fresh. But
Most of the books I have left, I've done abridged audiobooks of as a kid, and I've forgotten most of them.
Yeah.
So I'm about to hit the Bantam era. Pray for me. So very
Good deal.
excited, though, because some classics here. The Corellian Trilogy, the Black Fleet Crisis, the other one, the Callista Trilogy. Yeah,
Black Fleet, I'm going to start that one soon, too, after I finish this Old Republic era. So I'm going to head back into that old school.
Freddie, let's make a game within our game where we race to finish the Black Fleet Crisis.
All right.
It'll be called The Crisis to finish the Black Fleet Crisis.
In the journey to what was it? What did we start calling this? The
Legends Race to the Finish.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to
Legends
add the whole
Race to the
thing.
Finish. But
Yeah.
we are
Black Fleet
really slowly...
Crisis. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, perfect. So, Rick, do we have a photo? I actually was redecorating my bedroom the other day and hung all my hats on the wall. And then I had a blank you guys call it a dresser or a chest of drawers?
Chester drawers.
I feel like it depends if there's multiple sets of drawers or if they're just all on top of each other.
Yeah.
There are 6 drawers, 3 and 3.
That's a dresser then, I would say.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
Mr.
that also
Chester.
a bureau, or is that a whole different thing?
Bureau?
know.
That's
Give
the
a valid-
government. We don't talk
You
about the
fancy.
federal government around here.
You fancy.
All right.
All right. So I pulled out all of my Legends TBR and I lined them up on my
Ooh.
dresser. And
Motivating.
so this is them, and I had to take a picture to show it off on the podcast. They are officially all lined up, and that's them. I don't know what else to say about them, but I had to show it off. I'm very excited that they're in a new location. So that means truly they're going to be closer to my brain.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how it works.
That's definitely how it works.
But the TLDR is Emily is still winning the game, but by not as much.
That's true. You're lighting a fire under me. I got to get going. Keep reading.
So those are the Star Wars books that I already own that are now on my dresser. What about the new Star Wars books that we own that we just purchased recently in a segment we like to call Thracken's Thrift Store? Who's going to lead us off? Yeah, let's put our producer on making us a little jingle for that.
Yeah.
All right. What is the first thing to show off? I've got a few here. Anybody else have
I got
anything?
some things.
Mine
All right, lead us off,
aren't
Rick.
really books, so just a bunch
Yeah.
of Legos.
Ooh, Legos. Okay, so let's see. I got some stuff. Like I said, I have been visiting different stores, and so like to grab some things while I could. And so while I was up in, trying to think where I put my stuff. Okay, while I was in the like Pennsylvania, Ohio area, I like got everything I could find from this one store. And so here were some of the toys and stuff that I grabbed from this one store. A Queen Amidala doll for like $10. So I'm like,
yes.
I've got those. Yeah. They are horrifying.
Yeah. But I was like, I asked my wife, like, is it weird if I get this? And she's like, no, because like even if you give it to our daughter, $10 is a good deal for like a doll. And I'm like, okay, good point. Probably not going to take it out of the box, but you know.
I took mine out of the box. Yeah. My daughter's took all of her clothes off of her.
Oh, man.
So she's behind me naked.
Oh, dear. That's not weird.
The clothes are really cool. It's a really ornate
Yeah, they
dress.
have a lot of like different things you can change the dress and stuff into. Then that's Anakin and his what's it called? Pod Racer, and the Sith speeder with Darth Maul, and got me a Mace Windu. And then what I wanted to show off, that's Dark Empire themed, is this embossed metal collector cards that comes in a little,
oh my gosh,
whoa,
that's awesome,
metal tin. And these like have little bags. They're metal cards that
cool.
Oh my goodness, I can see them from here. Hold them up to the camera.
Yeah, so they are the 6 covers of the first 6 issues, basically.
Wow.
And then,
hold up to Scooby-Doo.
I think I have a picture of them.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's even any better. Let me switch over to that. And so they're kind of glary,
beautiful,
because the plastic's on
you
them.
Got naked palps on a metal trading card. Wow.
Yep. Not trading. And then like the backs of them are pretty cool too. Have a little description and some like what are they called, cells, I guess, from the comics.
Oh yeah,
so
cool.
Really excited about these. Pretty cool. And
I didn't know these existed.
I didn't either until I saw them, and I'm like, I've got to get them. And they're relatively affordable, like on eBay. So Jared, you should look into getting some.
I've sworn off buying Star Wars things the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
I bought something today, but besides that, I've sworn off buying Star Wars things the rest of the year.
Dude, it's a little early in the year. Just saying.
I'm actually doing okay at this. Okay.
Also,
right.
Got a Shock T, Revenge of the Sith figure. Trying to get.
That'd be a good dog name, Shock T.
Shock T. That
2 syllables.
is, yeah.
But Dash.
Like, only if the dog has brain tails.
Yeah, that's true.
What's that, Emily? Dash.
I'm so salty about that Dash thing. Like, that is a great dog name.
It really is.
It only just occurred to me. It only just occurred to me that that's a Legend's name.
Yeah.
Yes, Dash Rendar.
Dash Rendar.
Duh.
Yeah.
Dash
an hour
Rendar.
late. I just figured it out.
Okay. So you thought that whole time
Rename
I was
the dog.
just real basic and just assuming like regular dog names. Not Star Wars. You just thought I truly just did not understand the assignment.
We've all been on this roller coaster, and Jared just realized we're upside down.
Oh man,
that is correct.
Okay, because I was
now I'm sweating.
I don't understand why I didn't
my wife to turn the air down.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you just. Okay, that makes me feel better actually somehow.
Oh man!
All right, great merch there, Rick.
That's really cool.
I've got something else to show off, just a little shelf update, but I'll let someone else go if you want, and we can come back if we have time.
Okay, Freddie.
Well, not books or anything, but I've got 4 new Legos. I was at a Target.
You do?
Yeah, I was at a Target, and it was one of those things I was looking at, and I was like, okay, well, I haven't bought any Legends things recently, no books. I've been focusing a lot on photography and stuff like that, so not trying to buy anything, just going out, adventuring, camping a lot, stuff like that, and taking pictures, fishing. Enjoying life while I can, I guess.
Wow, awesome.
And I was at a Target, and I said, you know what?
I want to hang out with you, man. That sounds fun.
I thought to myself, I'm gonna see what's going on in the Star Wars toy aisle, because I haven't been there in a while, and last time I looked at it, it was pretty barren. And, well, it was still barren, but there were... I got this here, the KSE Fire Spray.
Ooh.
Yeah, it actually...
The what?
It's the KSE Fire Spray.
The what?
What is that? Whose ship is that?
I'm teasing. There's a lot of debate about the name of this ship.
I thought it was. Is that not Slave One? No.
This one is Slave One. Boba's
it's been
starship
renamed.
Is what they called it on the packaging, actually. Which, I'm not terribly. I think that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They want to rebrand. People like Boba, and for him to have a ship called Slave One, maybe not the best in optics. So I totally understand.
Some people just aren't going to understand. Some moms are going to see it and say, "What is this?"
Yeah, and if we
Freddie,
get to keep the ship,
they had that one
down.
That's right, and we know, in Legends, I think in Dark Empire, doesn't he get another one called Slave 2?
Check that out.
Wait, what is that?
Hold on, is it? There's 3 different.
It's a Gamorrean frozen in carbonite.
Gamorrean.
What else do we have?
Gamorrean.
It's a Gamorrean guard. If you're an audio listener, Freddy has a Gamorrean guard frozen in carbonite. It's a Lego, and he's sticking it up into the guts of the Millennium of the Slave One. Wow, amazing! The fire spray.
And then I got this
Freddy,
cool 501st.
My Target had that on sale the other day. The Slave One was on sale at my Target, and I almost bought it. So might be joining you. All right, what else you got there? 501st Trooper.
Yep, 501st Trooper, Bark Speeder. Also, this. What is this? ATRT.
The Chicken Walker.
Yeah,
ATST?
No, it's not an ATST. I think it's the ATRT, but I'm not completely sure. Right?
I see. Yeah, the one that's like open roof, the convertible version.
Yep, I wanted something else that was a little more interesting, so I got this bad boy.
To our audio listeners, Rick is having a connection. Or possibly that was his best TIE Fighter noise.
Have y'all seen that TikTok?
Yes.
Did I send it to y'all? Because it's the funniest thing
I
ever.
also spend an ungodly amount of time practicing my TIE Fighter noises as I play with my kids, and it just, like all TIE Fighters, Freddy's camera just crashed and burned.
Oh no!
That's right. F's in the chat for Freddy's camera. The amount of episodes where Freddy's camera has crashed and burned like that,
it's hilarious.
Is staggering. It really is. That's
I'm
right.
just too
Absolutely.
emotive over here. My arms are flinging around.
I'm proud of you, Freddy, for getting some collectibles. All right, I don't know for sure if I've shown these off on air or not, because a lot of time passed in Celebration, and I couldn't get them all on the camera when Celebration was over, because I brought, for those of y'all who were with me, you saw how much junk I bought at Celebration. It was insane. I brought home an entire second suitcase, and that's not counting the things that I mailed back to myself or the things I mailed to Rick. So I got a Thrawn Itty Bitty from Hallmark. No. Look at those piercing, cute little red eyes.
Nice.
The idea with this was not that I needed it as much as I've got a Thrawn collection, and also these were like limited editions for Star Wars Celebration.
So
they said they could be, they said they could be rare and expensive. And while I was in line, I bought more. Also, I bought Figure Dan and the Modal Nodes, the itty bitties. And when I did, I said to the Hallmark lady, she was, it was like very intense to get these. And we had to go to our panel right after, and I was with Timothy and Emma, and we were very intent about getting our collectibles. It was very intense, right? And so I say to the Hallmark lady, she's taking my order, and I said I'd like one Thrawn itty bitty and Figure Dan in the Middle Nodes. And she goes, what? And I said, the Cantina Band. So I got those. Also, roaming around the stacks of, I called it the hive of scum and villainy. You know what I'm talking about? The side of Celebration where the vendors dwell.
Oh, okay. The
aftermarket.
Typically the overpriced things, the haggling items. The haggling items is what I like to call them.
The haggling
bazaar
items. Rick, one day we're going to do it together, buddy. It is, you're going to freaking die. It was too much for me. Honestly, like anxiety-wise, it was intense. But being a vendor, we could get in early. So I would spend like an hour, when possible, taking my time to go through before the crowds were there, which was good because, oh man, it would get crowded in there. Whew, I can't even breathe thinking about it. There I bought Dark Empire Luke, which I was very proud to get with his big old chin. Look at that chin.
That is a big chin.
Nice solid chin there.
Yeah. So I would like to get this whole line sooner or later, but I'm not in like a huge hurry to get it. Speaking of Dark Empire, this is not Dark Empire. That's sad. This is the Last Command source book.
Nice.
I went to a local comic book store. Mm-hmm. This was a couple weeks before Celebration, and I found this for $10. The Dark Empire source book. Sabaoth, a little bit shirtless down there in the corner. He's got open V robes and is summoning the power of chest hair. Okay. And was very happy to get these because these are kind of hard to get. Legends hardcover collectibles sitting right next to it. The New Jedi Order source book.
Nice.
Luke and is dancing with a Yuuzhan Vong with his Ampy staff there. Very excited to get this one. This one is actually got some full color illustrations inside. You got Luke using some Force lightning or something in there, which is cool. So happy to pick that up. These are just really impossible to find. Like you can't just go online and find them. You never know if they're actually available. Mm-hmm. Not everybody's selling these all the time. And then this was the holy grail of that particular trip. They had exactly in my comic book store one prose book in the entire store. Not only did it just so happen to be a Star Wars book, what are the odds of it actually being a Star Wars book I didn't own?
Mm-hmm.
Impossible.
What are the odds?
Impossible. Never tell me the odds. What is it?
It would also be, it's not Legends, but I'm excited. They had a collectible, limited edition, rare, exclusive cover of the Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad. I got the Target edition cover, which I didn't own. These are actually pretty hard to find these days. Mm-hmm. The only book in the entire store was a collectible Star Wars hardcover in perfect condition. And y'all should have seen me. I had to move a big cardboard cutout of an anime character to get to this thing, and I found it, and I was like, oh, yes. And my kids were like, what? It's a Star Wars book. So I got it, and now it's mine.
Is it signed?
No, but this was the exact same day where I found my Princess Leia, the Carrie Fisher signed Princess Diarist, the next story we went to.
Man.
Which upstaged this one, so I have waited to tell this story on the show. Emily, what do you have?
Well, I am currently designing my next Star Wars room. I'm hoping it will be a semi-permanent spot, but based on the house we've got, it's not looking super optimistic. So I'm looking for some nice, like, chic Star Wars art that can just live in my space, like, behind me in this,
Emily.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Hit me up. I have some.
Okay.
Maybe this is what we could talk about. So there are some beautiful paintings that I mean, I have a couple of them, but you can most likely still get your hands on them. And it's like, for instance, you've got maybe Alderaan in the background. I'm not sure. Or Naboo. I think it's Naboo. And then Padme just looking back with her beautiful, like one of her beautiful dresses on. And it's almost like a photograph of her standing in this beautiful landscape. That's one of them. There's another one.
Freddie is a collector of Star Wars fine art.
Yeah. And there's another one which...
Within seconds of getting to Celebration, Freddie came back with poster tubes. And he was like, I bought stuff.
Speaking of poster tubes, Jared, are you sending me that poster?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Thank you. One of those
hung it on my wall.
Oh, no. I slipped, and here's where it ended up.
Which one? The Bad Batch?
Kenobi.
Okay. I got it. It's yours.
There's another one that I've seen that has all of the dresses of, I would say, a majority of the, maybe not Mara Jade, maybe though, I don't know, of all the dresses and like gowns of like Leia, Padme, and some other really important characters in Ahsoka's outfit and a couple other things, and beautifully done in my opinion. There's also like a very Thrawn-ish looking art piece which you might love, and he's kind of just sitting in his chair, pondering almost, if you're into that kind of stuff. I love Thrawn, so it depends if you're into like landscape stuff. I
want to see some of these. That sounds great.
There's a guy named Malcolm Tween who I recommend if you like landscape stuff. He tends to do beautiful landscapes with a hint of some Star Wars in there. So that's how I like to see it, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you got to have some 3D elements too. As I learned, having just one big flat thing behind you didn't quite work. So you got to have a few other things to spice it up.
Did you see the guy
art curator?
Make it 3D.
There's like a guy who takes like Goodwill paintings and like adds like AT-AT walkers in them, whatever.
You should do that too, Emily.
Yeah, just take some random Goodwill painting and Star Warsify it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then you should make a YouTube series chronicling building your room. Just kidding. That was a lot of work, and I would not recommend.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because based on, like, I have to wait till the kids are asleep, and I need the farthest place away from them that I can find, which
correct
means it will have to be a public spot, because all the bedrooms are upstairs, and like the nook that was supposed to be the office is right outside my daughter's door. So like, unless you want her like right here talking to you the whole time, then it's going to have to be a bit of an adjustment. But I think I'll find a way to work it in. My brother is actually an artist. He's in a graphic design program here, and he's made a beautiful Ahsoka piece for me. So I asked him if he'd like consider maybe doing like a Tatooine poster of some kind, or like as I was thinking about it,
you just need a little homestead and a moisture evaporator.
Right?
And that's
there
it.
You go.
I want something like subtle,
like a big
and
Tuscan
like
Raider face.
There you go. I mean, there's options. He's really talented, so I feel like if I gave him an idea, he could come up with some things. But then he sent me a gif of the Joker saying, if you're good at something, don't do anything for free. So, like, don't do it for free. So I think he wants me to pay him, and I just don't know. Like,
I'm married to an artist. I understand the amount of times I'm like, hey, would you do that thing? And she's like, you know, my price is, it's like, come on.
That's funny.
I'm trying to decide what my budget is.
If you add some canvas in your room, also helps with sound dampening. So,
hey,
that's true.
The practical man.
Yeah, I got a big canvas right there.
Boba Fett.
Man.
Right behind the camera.
Where?
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see that come to life, Emily. I'm happy you guys are getting settled. And,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is that room red or brown? Because if it's red, I'm colorblind. If it's red, you could do like the Palpatine's office thing.
I mean, I would
Some
love
big
that. This is actually my
royal
parents'
busts.
home. We're moving
Okay.
into a very beige house, so it will be beige.
Okay.
Beige, just like the Jedi. So
yes.
it's going to be
Yeah.
Jedi robe
Warm
themed
neutrals,
room.
for
Guys,
There you go.
is beige one of those colors that us guys always look at each other like, yeah, I know that color? Or is it just me?
sure. It's like a dirty white.
What'd you call me? Okay.
And moving on.
All
So,
right.
it's been a very fun Thracken's thrift store. Our second
I have
race
one more
joke tonight.
thing.
It's going
One more
great.
thing.
All right, Freddie's got one more.
Okay, so this is in celebration of the 50th anniversary. I believe, it's a Hasbro, they've got Kenner on it, so Hasbro. And I forgot I ordered this a long time ago, and it finally came. Cool stuff in the back. It's got this whole 50th thing with the timeline of the movies when they came out. I think really trying to get people to understand, where things are at in the reality of things, and in the reality of Star Wars, the Star Wars timeline. And then, guess what it is?
Ooh.
Oh, it's George
Yes.
Lucas as a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
What?
But I'm not sure if he wanted this to come out, or if this is Disney's way of saying, hey, we're going to put your face on a stormtrooper. Either
bet he
way,
gets royalties,
they
so.
accidentally sent me another one.
That happened when I bought my 50th
Great
anniversary
maker.
bronze. Yeah. Yeah, so you've got George and George, right?
There you go. That's exactly it. I'm keeping both of them for sure.
I've not seen those, Freddie. I've not seen those. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't remember buying it.
I've got quite a few of the 50th anniversary figures. They're really nice. They're good quality.
Can I show off one more thing?
For sure.
I've been redoing my shelves a little bit, and I been getting a lot of Black Series figures, and then some older Power of the Force, 90s era 3.75 inch figures. And so I'm trying to figure out how to display them. And so this is an update. Let's see. These are my Funkos. Don't have many, but kind of on a little tier rack. And then
wow, Jar Jar's face really
it
pops.
just
It
pops.
really does.
And then this is like right before the show, so my lights are not optimized for viewing, but some Black Series, and then some old school 3.75 inch. That's like Kenobi Ghost on the back left there.
I like that.
Those Hans are a little close to each other.
Oh yeah. I meant to take one of them away. Yeah, that's funny.
Line up all your
Took me a
Hans.
while to find.
I'm not going to ask what's going on there.
They call each other Hani.
Han and Ha-on.
What happens on the shelves stays on the shelves. Wow. I can just imagine Han turning over his shoulder and saying, "Hey, I'm standing here." All right.
Hey, you're me.
Or am I you? Wow. That would be confusing to Han. It's a lot for him to
Even
handle.
more for
But that's fun, Rick.
Han. Okay, sorry.
We've done a lot of clone jokes tonight.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh,
All right, so wrapping this segment, moving into the next here. Let's just rattle down the list quickly. Let's go round robin style around the horn here with the Legends Lookout, the fun things happening in the world of Legends. And we're not going to do this on every show, but once a month we're going to give you everything you need to know about what is coming out and being re-released in the world of Legends. 2 things that have just been made canon. Are you ready? Number 1. Yesterday, today, this week, I don't know. I've lost track of time. This week was the release of another brand new canon book, Padawan. We're not going to spoil it. This particular Legends Easter egg happens in like chapter 2. So very early, inconsequential to the plot of the book. However, you've been warned. Yeah, plug your ears for 15 seconds or so here. There is a Legends character who is referenced quite frequently in the book, though is not actually in the book, and that is Ciri Tachi. Obi-Wan's Jedi Padawan friend, Ciri, is mentioned like 50 to 100 times in this book. So very excited to have her. We got a picture of her. A picture of her. I was saying earlier, Scout, is Scout was in one of the Padawans I was going to reference earlier, and Ciri is also a Legends Padawan. That was a segue that I totally botched earlier. All right, next up, also another Legends inclusion in canon, Shadow of the Sith. You've been reading that, right, Rick?
Shadow of the Sith?
Yeah.
Not yet. I haven't started it.
Shadow of the Sith recently had a very fun Legends Easter egg. Once again, inconsequential to the plot of the book. Luke drinks a certain beverage in Shadow of the Sith. In fact, Corey Helton himself was ranting and raving about this today, and we just got to give it a little shout out. Y'all want to take a guess what beverage Corey Helton? Luke Skywalker was chugging in Shadow of the Sith.
Orange juice?
Was it hot?
It was hot.
A good old hot chocolate or hot cocoa. How do they?
Luke
I think
Luke
it's hot
drinking
chocolate.
hot chocolate is canon again.
Nice.
I love it.
Definitely. Okay, Emily, lead us off with the next item here
Yes.
of Legends Lookout.
So the next wave of Essential Legends collections is due out on August 2nd, which is just next week. Which one are you picking up first?
Ooh.
I'm definitely looking forward to Kirto's Trap audiobook. So for audio, that's definitely going to be the first one for me.
Awesome. Yeah, we got Death Troopers, Maul Shadowhunter, and the Krytos Trap. And the Death Troopers already has an audiobook. It's great. It's fantastic. I was listening to it the one time when the lady snuck up on me and I screamed and she screamed and we all screamed. And there was no ice cream. But there were leaves. I was raking our leaves. So Maul Shadowhunter, one of my top 5 Star Wars books of all time. I've listened to it, the abridged version, like 20 times. I mean, I just love it so much. So this is being read by Sam Witwer.
I'm excited for this. This is the one I'm excited for right here. I cannot wait to listen to that. Is this the first unabridged for that book? It is, right?
So.
Yeah, and the first book that Sam Witwer's narrated for Star Wars. And
Wow.
let me just put it this way. I don't know if there has been anything in all of Star Wars Legends that I have been as excited for since the Disney Legends canon split as I am for Sam Witwer narrating Darth Maul Shadowhunter.
Is
I mean, I
awesome.
rant and rave about this book all the time. And
That's so cool.
Sam Witwer is reading this. I got the chance to meet him. Lovely guy. Lovely guy. I was nervous. I was so excited, and he just treated me with such poise and grace, and he was present, and he looked me in the eyes, and he was warm and smiled, and he talked to me and had casual conversation. I was like,
That's awesome.
And he just signed my piece. He was like, "Thank you for coming by, Jared. It's a pleasure to meet you. May the force be with you." And it did a little voice for me, and whatever his thing is, and and he is going to read me my favorite Star Wars book. Yeah. I'm so excited, unbelievably
That's
excited.
Awesome.
So, Rick, what was your choice? You said Krytos Trap, and Emily, what was yours?
Probably Darth Maul. Is it Shadowhunter?
Yeah, now that I talked to that real good.
Yeah, well, no, the cover is just gorgeous. I would put that on any shelf.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
You know, I'm glad
it really is.
I'm glad I'm glad that Disney has seen the importance of Legends, and they're throwing us. First of all, the fact that they're throwing us a bone right here and there with stuff, it is definitely money. But it's also nice to be thrown just about as many bones to build a skeleton at this point with Legends. I mean,
that's true. Yeah,
it's nice to see these things coming out and unabridged productions with people that we have recently, especially associated with these characters. Honestly, the best thing to happen to Legends in a long time. We're never going to get new content, but we're getting new content.
Hey. There are currently no plans to make new content. Don't slam the door on me that hard, Freddie.
But I just said
get my fingers cut in there.
They're still giving us new content. This is an unabridged production, audio production of a Star Wars book, Legends book.
Correct.
And it's new content. So we're getting new content, but we're not supposed to.
Yeah. I've also recently gotten into the world of some Legends fan fiction, and it's a lot of fun, too. So there's that. All right. That's a conversation for another day, but definitely not on the show. So one more piece of Legends news. Let's see. Rick, you're up next. What else is coming out on August 2nd?
Let's see. That would be Clone Wars Epic Collection Volume 4. Ooh, pretty cover. That thing looks good right there. Also, like you said, coming out on August 2nd. I can't keep track of all these volumes, so I'm glad they number them instead of...
That's why we help. That's right. We've got our monthly Legends Lookout segment to help you get your pre-orders in. Freddie, you're up next. What else is coming out in the world of Legends Epic Collections?
Let's see here. So I'm trying to find the show notes because I'm looking at all the Epic Collections now. Yeah, so also, are we talking about August 2nd here? Because we've got some good content.
After that, the September 6th.
Okay, well, even better. Yeah. This one, we've got the Empire Epic Collection Volume 7, releasing September 6th. This, man, we're getting a lot of good content here. What is the Empire, what is it collecting this time around?
You know, I did not copy exactly that into the show notes.
I'll look it up,
but I normally do.
I can chat about it in a bit. But
so
that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll find out. we'll find out. So a lot of great things there coming out. These Legends Epic Collections. It's amazing how some of these will get quite valuable very quickly after they are printed, and also there's just they're nice and floppy and they sit open just right. Very easy way to get caught up on your Legends comics. What you got, Frank?
Yeah, this is a really good collection here. So the Empire Volume 7, it's going to be collecting the blood ties, 1 through 4. The tale of Jango and Boba Fett, which is great. And then we've got Blood Ties, Boba Fett is Dead 1 through 4 as well. Empire 1 through 4, and then we've got Underworld 1 through 5. And then a couple of additional stuff like some pre-comic book day Star Wars editions and whatnot. So honestly, this is definitely a collection that I'm going to be putting in my collection.
Cool. Definitely. I've picked up some of these sporadically, so undecided on getting all of them or not, but we'll see. I definitely like getting those big, thick, hardcover omnibuy for sure. Okay, so those are the Legends Epic Collections coming out at least before our next Legends catch-up show. I think what I'm most excited about is the next thing. Emily, I know that you've got the Barnes & Noble collectible Han Solo book.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I do.
So we got a couple more of these coming out.
We
right?
do. We've got the Barnes & Noble collectible editions of Kenobi and the Bounty Hunter Wars currently releasing on September 14th. And man, they are beautiful.
Ooh,
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm excited about both of these. The price, though, they're a pretty penny, but they're a pretty book. So,
yeah.
I
looks
mean,
good.
are they leather bound?
Yeah, they're that
So-
fake-ish leather. You know, the
Pleather.
yeah, what you'd find in Jabba's palace.
Oh, that Boba Fett cover is so awesome. I'm such a fan of that.
It's gorgeous.
I love getting these big leather bound collectible editions. They just look really good on any shelf.
Yeah.
That bedroom, what do we call it? The dresser. These are definitely going on there. These are not just Star Wars collection books. These are going in the bedroom.
Shelf in
These are
your,
going on the nice
in
shelf.
your bathroom as well. You have one in there.
Yeah, and a great comment here from Skooma Joe that I believe the rumor is the approaching storm is being paired with Kenobi, though I don't know that it's for sure.
Sorry.
You're good.
I was looking at the Kenobi book like yesterday on Barnes & Noble, and I'm pretty sure they do have that officially up there now.
Awesome.
That let me pull it up real quick and check, but I did remember seeing something about that.
Cool. Yeah. Well, while he looks that up, we do have a bit of sad news. I don't want to spend too much time on this. However, this has swirled around a little bit in the Legends world, and that is, Freddie, you're nodding along.
Yeah.
You know the bad news. What is it?
I wouldn't say it's bad news. It's kind of like, oh man,
It was predictable.
it sucks. But
you could see it coming.
yeah, especially with how ambitious it was. But the KOTOR, that whole thing, the remastered version, yeah, it's delayed till about, I think it's 2025. So, we've got some time. It might be delayed again. I don't know. It's going to take a lot of resources to get this thing, I think, where it needs to be. It might.
They had to reboot much of the creative team, which is not a great sign.
Yeah. So
but you know
we'll
what?
See.
The restored content for Knights of the Old Republic 2 is coming out on Switch this fall, so I'm excited to get that because I got deep into it when I realized that the restored content wasn't in it yet, and I had to stop and wait for them to add it. So I'm very excited because I was digging it. So there's some hope. A little glimmer of hope. And then one last thing before we close out the show tonight, we got a little bit of listener feedback. Remember, of course, you can submit your listener feedback just like Elliot did by emailing us at legendslookback@youtini.com. Elliot is colloquially known in the Youtiniverse as the Pool Hat Kid. Elliot is a super fan who was hanging out with us at Star Wars Celebration. Yeah. Lovely meeting him and his family, and sent us an endearing email that also included a photo relic. And so get this pulled up if you can. The photo labeled as ice cream. All right, so we will show this off when we get there in the reading of the email. And I will not read every single word of the email, Elliot, but I do want to give you a shout out. Appreciate the email. He said, hey there, I was recently going back on the old YouTube and scrolling through some of the episodes from the overall podcast network I've already listened to on Apple Podcasts. Resplendent with amazing I can't even say this, resplendent. What a great word. Resplendent with amazing visuals. In this deep dive down the Youtini rabbit hole, I rewatched the Youtini history episode from the Living Force and was amazed by all the photos from the archives, and even more amazed by all the tidbits I'd forgotten since it's been like 6 months since I first listened to that episode. Now, that brings me to the subject of my email. The Youtini history episode was really all about the big picture, and while one of my all-time favorite episodes, it was kind of lacking in an in-depth historical deep dive into the additional Youtini thingamabobs, his word, not mine. Of course, it'd be pretty impossible to fit everything in an hour and a half episode, but I'd really like to learn all about the history of Legends Look Back. I mean, it's been a really fascinating story. I think you are not wrong, my friend. Not wrong. And I'd love to hear the entire story of Legends Look Back's eclectic past. I don't know if you guys ever thought about doing a history episode, but I'd love to hear it. Your loyal listener, Elliot, the Admiral Akbar in the Discord. One last thing, I was feeling a wee bit nostalgic for Star Wars Celebration and watched a few things to bring back the feels, one of which the running of the Wilro hoods. Then, oh my gosh, I saw this. My understanding is he was watching a YouTube video about Celebration and saw this frame in a YouTube video, freeze framed it, and sent it to me. Are we ready for this? He found this photo of me doing the running of the hoods, and it's a gem, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Glorious.
And so he sent it over to us, which was cool.
Man,
so,
you got to bring the stash back. Bring it back.
It was a mighty stash. Every time Emily and I would go hang out in the courtyard, the magical courtyard, or something, I'd pull my mask down and she'd be like, "Oh, I forgot that was there."
It really took me aback. I think we went through like the Mandalorian experience or something, and you it was the first time I saw it. It was like a big reveal as you like pulled it down to take a picture, and I was just like,
if a stash isn't startling, you're not doing it right.
So
it was
the funny part.
Really, I let it grow untouched for like a month, 6 weeks maybe, right before that.
Yeah,
so it did get quite bushy.
That's funny.
The sideburns made it for me. I mean, it's got to be both or nothing.
That was the fun part. So Jared, he was in my house, and going, should I keep the chops? Should we do this? And I'm watching him just shave, and he's got some of his beard partly off, some of it still on. And we're like, yeah, you gotta keep the chops, man.
The live experience for sure.
Yeah. It was awesome. That's such a cool picture.
Yeah. Then thank you to Elliot. So I do want to read the email last as we close out the show here tonight in our monthly catch-up episode to just basically say that's exactly what we're going to do in 2 weeks. So next week we're going to have no live show. We're going to have our Legends Look Back Star Wars Celebration Ultimate Highlight Reel coming out. If you're feeling nostalgic for Celebration like Elliot is, we are going to cut together all of our footage, and I mean, we've got a ton of Legends footage from Celebration. Emily, what do you think? It was like 2 hours that the three of us walked around before including Nia, shooting footage for our YouTube video?
Probably. I don't know. Y'all abandoned me like 10 minutes in, so I really don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Is that when you got in line for coffee? And then when we came back for you, you were gone?
Like, you were gone for like an hour. I gave up on the coffee after about 5 minutes and went back to the booth. And like an hour and a half later, you're like, yeah, sorry about that.
Sounds like you abandoned us.
Well, I'm still running on very little sleep. It's really astonishing that I'm even speaking right now.
We got a lot of footage, and we're going to finally release the ultimate, we've teased it long enough, the ultimate Legends to Look Back Star Wars Celebration highlight reel. Next
sounds
Thursday.
Like fun, guys.
You're going to love it, Rick. I can't wait to share it with you.
I'm barely in it. Don't even worry about it.
I want you to... But what they don't know is all the great times we had that's not on camera, Emily.
That's true.
You better include some of my photoshopped pictures just for fun, because I was there in spirit.
You definitely were.
For sure. Yeah, that's send me some, and I'll totally edit those into the video.
I have the power.
And so thank you, Elliot. We are going to talk a little bit more about the history of Legends Look Back, what a storied history it has been, and we're going to do Legends, a Black Tie Affair, Legends, what did I call it earlier? Awards show. Legends Awards show. Going to do honorifics for the best and weirdest and wildest and wackiest things in all of Legends in 2 weeks for the 100th episode of Legends Look Back featuring... Is it making his first or second? I don't remember if he's been on the show before or not.
This is the first episode.
The first ever appearance of Dr. Corey Helton.
Yeah.
Who? On Legends Look Back.
Nice.
Yeah, so very excited to have him on in 2 weeks on. So make your plans for February 11th. And that's not right. What is the month?
August.
Still August. 11th. And so, if you are waiting on something to fill the time before then, coming out next Monday, we've got Star Wars Romance with the Living Force, and then Wednesday, revisiting the 77 run with the Cosmic Force. So that's Legends. You got to watch it. Yeah, be there. Please do. I don't know where else to go with this. That does it for this week. Thanks for joining us for Legends Look Back. Thank you to our incredible patrons for your amazing support. A special thank you especially to our friends on the Jedi High Council, Brian Dooley, Earl Q, Patrick Ortiz, and Carl Sander, and the Alliance High Command, Elizabeth Cloutier, Sally and Chris Eilerson. Remember, of course, to sub to the channel and leave us a review in your podcast platform of choice. That helps others find the show, and it helps our show look good. And we want it to look good, because after all, look at Freddie. You've got to have his show looking good on the internet, because look at that hat and those swole muscles and the glowy R2-D2 in the background. And, of course, if you listen to this on audio platforms, you don't know what I'm talking about. And we'd love to have you jump on over to our YouTube channel every Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We do a live show right here on youtube.com/Youtini. Remember, if you'd like your thoughts around the show, you can email us at legendslookback@youtini.com. You can send us a message in the Legends Look Back Discord channel. Leave a comment on this episode on YouTube, or find us on Twitter. We are, as a show, at Legends Look Back. I'm at Jared Q. Mays. Freddie.
At Wake Up Freddy.
Rick.
At Rick_Grace.
And Emily.
At Darth Daybeck.
Remember, if you're looking to buy some of these books and want to help support the show, you can go on over to youtini.com, click the Amazon link in the profile, grab you a copy of Padawan or Shadow of the Sith, or one of the Essential Legends collection books. You got the Krytos Trap and Maul Shadowhunter and Death Troopers and so many, 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 many more. And we, of course, if you click that Amazon link, we get 4% of the sale, a whopping 4%. It really does go a long way, and they add up to help us keep the lights on, do the things we do. It helps us out a lot. Remember, after you've read the book, leave us a review. Let us know what you think. And remember, keep the Youtini fan code and be a force for positivity in the fandom. May the force be with you.
This is a Youtini broadcast.